Yo, what's going on YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and we are taking a look today at the Anaheim Ducks as they have officially been eliminated from the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. It's been an interesting season in Anaheim. This is a team that started off out of the gate really strong and actually looked like they could be a playoff team really up until the trade deadline. And then everything happened with Hampus Lindholm, Rickard Rakell, Josh Manson. All three of those guys got moved. Nicholas Deslauriers gets moved. And ever since then, the Ducks kind of lost their confidence. They lost their mojo. And Pat Verbeek in his first season will unfortunately be watching it from the sidelines as his Ducks will miss the playoffs. So, like I said, talk about just a tale of two seasons. You look at this team, they started off out of the gate really strong. This was a really good team to start the regular season, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, like, just what changed? And like I said, it really comes down to when they traded some of those guys away. You look at their last couple of games, I mean, it's really been frustrating. I mean, you look in the first month of the season, right? They had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-game winning streak. An 8-game winning streak. From Halloween up until the week before Thanksgiving, that was basically a 2.5 week stretch where they made some noise and they were winning every game, and that obviously helped them go a long way. But then they started losing. They had a lot of 4 or 5 game losing streaks. Didn't look so hot, and they never really regrouped from that, and that's kind of where they're at now. I mean, you look recently, they had another 5-game losing streak. They've lost a couple games in overtime and shootouts. It's just been one of those years, and it's one of those things where you saw the promise in the beginning of the season. You saw some of the spark we saw at the end of last year, and then things kind of crumbled, like very quickly at the end of the year. So 23 is a big theme. That's the number of the day for the Ducks. As their goals for and goals against, they are in 23rd in both of those categories across the NHL. 208 goals for this season. Like I said, it's toward the bottom of the league at 23rd. And they also have given up 242 goals this season. Again, that is also 23rd in the NHL. You're looking at some of their top guys, their top scorers. Troy Terry, Trevor Zegras kind of led the way. And other than that, I mean, Fowler, Henrique, and Shattenkirk. You know, when Shattenkirk is your 5th leading goal scorer or point producer, that's where I have some concerns. Getzy has kind of announced his retirement, so he's done. So that's going to be interesting moving forward. This is going to be a different core next season for the Ducks. You're going to be without Ryan Getzlaf. Rickard Rakell is gone. Hampus Lindholm, gone. Nicholas Deslauriers, gone. Josh Manson, gone. All those guys are gone. So now you're looking at a team where Mason McTavish is going to come in next year. Troy Terry, Trevor Zegras. That is kind of your new core. Isaac Lundestrom, Jamie Drysdale, right? That is your new group. And we're going to see more guys get moved. I mean, I've been hearing some stuff. Maybe Cam Fowler, Henrique, Silverberg get moved. I've heard some stuff about Max Comtois, who has had a down season this year. He's been scratched a lot. He's only played 46 games. So, I mean, we're looking at some real changes coming to the Anaheim Ducks organization. And you look at their goaltending. I mean, this has been the bright spot of this team. He's got a .904 save percentage, which is actually low. Through 51 games, it's actually fairly low for Gibson. Anthony Stolarz has a .920 save percentage. He's actually got better numbers than Gibson. But again, you also have to remember context. He's also played 26 less games than Gibson. So that's something to look at as well. But, it's going to be a lot of younger guys kind of coming in. Lucas Dostal could be a goalie next year, depending on how things go. Brendan Gooley, Max Jones, Jacob Perreault, Braden Tracy. Those are all guys either playing in San Diego or will be playing at San Diego at some point next season. This is kind of how the Ducks season is unraveled. And I think, you look at those guys that left, that really made a difference for this team. And again, Gibson's stats haven't been glorious here recently, and it's kind of affected their team overall. You look at their, where they sit in the standings, 29, 33, and 12. That's 70 points. Their goal differential a minus 34, so that's not really too good. And you look at where they're at right now, they are 16 points out of a playoff spot, which again, they have been eliminated now. But they're in the bottom half of the league. I mean, you look at in the Western Conference, there's 3 teams still with a chance to make the postseason, and by a 10-point margin between Vancouver and Anaheim. And then it's the Ducks, Sharks, Hawks, the Blackhawks, the Kraken, and the Coyotes, and it's not even close. Those 5 teams have been out. It's been a little while. So, for the Ducks, I guess you can take it as the good thing. They're going to get a pretty good draft pick. Right now, they sit 22nd in the league, so they would be getting a top 10 selection at that spot, barring anybody, below them moving up. So it's one of those things as a Ducks fan, it's frustrating because you want to see them doing better. I think the most concerning thing is John Gibson not having that great of a season. But again, he's been so good recently for this team, it's hard to knock him for one bad season that they haven't been good. And maybe you wonder to yourself, is it getting in his head a little bit? Is he getting a little bit frustrated and irritated with what's been going on in Anaheim? And maybe we'll start to see that kind of, reconcile. And we start to see them maybe look to make a trade to kind of end that frustration. So hopefully that's not the case. I think Gibson's a great goalie in Anaheim. But you have to start wondering if that comes into the equation. And who knows? Like I said, maybe, Lucas Dostal comes in next year and is this hot prospect goalie that the Ducks have been looking for, and he takes over from Gibson, right? Who knows what happens? He took over the crease from Anderson. Anderson took over from Victor Fost. So there's been a lot of goalie carousel going on there. And Ryan Miller was in there too as well, taking over from Fost. So, this is kind of how it works, and hopefully they don't trade him. But again, if Pittsburgh throws an offer out there for some guys, maybe Pat Verbeek says, "Listen, I want to make my big splash this summer. I'm willing to trade Gibson." Who knows, right? So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.